And we're on. How are we, lads? Welcome back to the YouTube channel. My name is Nick from Australia, and welcome to the NRL Round 19 tips. It's Origin affected round. There's only 5 games this weekend. Obviously, with everything going on, State of Origin next week and whatnot. So obviously a shortened round, but should be another big round of footy ahead. Hope everyone's doing well. I hope my connection is holding up good. I can see my phone connection's not holding up good, but everything else is good. Hope everyone's doing well. Hello to the chat. Hello to the live chat. Who we got here? SS Storm fan, Luke Melbourne Storm fan, Liam Pritchard, Jason Reader, Josh Rabbitohs 2024, Jeffrey. Shout out to Jason Reader as well, by the way, with the fantastic. He's been a member for 28 months. Shout out to Jason Reader. That is basically 2 years and 4 months. So thank you very much, Jason Reader. Really appreciate your loyal support of the channel. Thank you very much. And yes, the Origin decided next week's going to be good. Hello to Warriors NRL Fanatics, one of the moderators. We've got the J-Man. G'day from the Central Coast. Go Sharks. Shout out to Central Coast. Shout out to everyone. Hope everyone's doing well, man. Big round of footy. I know it's hard for some people to get excited for this round because there's only 5 games and it's Origin affected. But man, looking at these fixtures, there are some great games to look forward to over the weekend. Like, I'm really excited for Dolphins and Souths Thursday night. I think that's going to be a very good game. Sharks and Tigers. I mean, you would have said Sharks by 30 about 4 weeks ago, but with the Sharks' current form, might be closer than that. Titans Eels. Don't know what to expect in that one. Broncos Dragons. Probably the hardest game for me to pick, to be fair. And Manly Knights. Last time Manly played with a Origin affected side, they were pretty hopeless against South, but they got Tommy Turbo in this game and they've got Ola Kawatu. So it's going to be interesting, man. But without further ado, let's get into the tips, man. Let's get into the tips. And it all begins on Thursday night. We have the Dolphins versus the South Sydney Rabbitohs. Thursday night, 7:50 from KO Stadium in Redcliffe. The Dolphins are the favourites, $1.75. South Sydney, $2.10. This is going to be a very close game, in my opinion. The Dolphins seem to have just... their form as of late hasn't been... their form as of late hasn't been fantastic. But man, there's something wrong with Dolphins last couple of weeks. I've just been a little bit off their game. The Rabbitohs, obviously no Latrell Mitchell, which is a very big out. But look, man, gonna be interesting. Gonna be a very, very interesting game. I just need to go to the chat for a minute, guys, and kick someone out. Apologies about that. Get a couple of just absolute doofheads that need to be timed out. No Latrell for the Rabbitohs. No Cameron Murray. Dolphins obviously don't have the hammer in Felice Kafusi. Gonna be a tough game to call. I don't even know who to pick. Don't know who to pick. I'm gonna go the Dolphins. I know Souths have won 5 in a row and they're looking for 6 in a row. But I just think in this game, with it being at KO Stadium, the Dolphins, they did lose their last game at KO Stadium to the Raiders in Golden Point. So I don't think they want to lose back-to-back games at KO Stadium. So I think the Dolphins will win. I'll go 26-22. Very close game. First try scorer, I'll go Herbie Farnworth. I think Dolphins by 4. Herbie Farnworth to score the first try. Should be a very interesting game. Moving on to the only game on Friday night footy, and we head out to the Shire. PointsBet Stadium is the venue. Shark Park, ladies and gentlemen. The Sharks versus the Tigers. The Sharks are $1.40. The West Tigers are $2.90. You go back to round 3 on the Saturday night out at Leichhardt. The Tigers put a score on the Sharks, and they did win that game. Can the Tigers do the double over the Sharks? We're going to find out. Sharks, no Nico Hines. So Daniel Atkinson will go to the halves with Braden Trindle. And Skank Katoa returns from his, I think it was 1-game suspension, or it might have been an injury. I think it was 1-game suspension. And as for the Tigers, well, West Tigers are just trying to get a win. They haven't won a game for a while, and they're getting very desperate. The Sharks have been in horrible form, man. But I think with it being back in the Shire, Sharks are looking like they're starting to get a bit desperate. The top 4 spots under siege. And I think this is the game where the Sharks will bounce back. I don't think they'll blow them out, though. I think this is going to be a very close game. I'm going to go to the Cronulla Sharks here by 8 points. I'll go 28 points to 20. And for the first try scorer, I'll go with Skank Katoa on the right wing. I reckon he'll score the first try. Sharks to win by 8. Should be a good game, that one. Moving on to Super Saturday. Only 2 games on Super Saturday. And we start off on the Gold Coast there. Seabus Super Stadium. 5:30 p.m. this game kicks off. Gold Coast Titans versus Parramatta Eels. Titans $1.50. Parramatta at $2.50. Really hard game to call, man. Gold Coast have been good the last couple of weeks. They've definitely improved, man. They had that big win over the Warriors by 60. Then they had the bye, which I thought may kill a little bit of momentum, but it didn't really. They beat the Sharks last week 20-16, although they nearly blew a 20-4 lead. They nearly blew it, but they got it done. Gold Coast looking to win 3 in a row, I think it is. So, going to be interesting. They've named AJ Brimson an 18th man, so he'll be touch and go, I think, wherever he plays. I think he'll come in. Surely he comes into the bench or something. Maybe they drop unless they put Brimson back in the centers, both Fermor could maybe go back to the back row or to the bench. I got options, man. As for Parramatta, they will debut Ronaldo Mulatalo's brother, Lorenzo Mulatalo. So good luck to him on the weekend. I've also got that Charlie Guymore, who debuted last week. He'll start at lock this week for Parramatta. Look, man, I'll be honest with you. Everyone knows my personal beef with the Titans. I've got, I don't like the Titans one bit, but I genuinely think the Titans win this game, and I think they win it well. Parramatta have shown nothing the last couple of weeks. They have been terrible. They have been shocking. I don't even know when they're going to win another game, man. Like, you look at the draw. This is probably the most winnable game for Parramatta for a while. I think I got the Warriors in New Zealand and the Storm down at Combank over the next couple of weeks. So this is probably the most winnable Eels game for a little while, man. I'm going to go to the Gold Coast to win 13 plus, to be honest with you. I'll go the Gold Coast Titans by 16 points. I'll go a scoreline of 36-20. I had a look at the weather before, and it said it was going to be a dry night up on the Goldies, so plenty of points. Titans win 36-20, 16-point win. David Fafita to score the first try. I think he'll be out for a big game after being overlooked in the Origin. Titans to win that one. Moving on to Saturday night at 7:35 at Suncorp Stadium. Man, we got the desperate Brisbane Broncos up against the inconsistent, unpredictable St. George Illawarra Dragons. Broncos are the favourite, $1.50. Dragons, $2.60. I have absolutely no idea what's going to happen in this game. When I have a look at the team sheet for Broncos and Dragons, all I see a low-scoring game. I don't see 4 or 5 tries each. I see maybe 3 tries from one team, maybe 2 from the other. I don't see this game being very high scoring at all. Ezra Mam and Josh Rogers, I don't know how many points together they can produce. Flanagan and Marshke, I don't know how many points they can produce in the halves. The Dragons have got a very good bench, which I think could be a difference going into this. The Broncos have got a very light forward pack. Obviously, Willison and Jensen are a very good front row, but everything else is a bit light. I don't know. Tough game to call, man. If you saw the Dragons in their last Origin-affected game back in round 13, They beat the Panthers in the wet, like, what was it, 22-10 or something? I can't remember what the score was, 22-12, something like that. Look, man, tough game. I know it's in Brisbane, but I'm going to tip the Dragons. Absolutely no confidence at all. I could be wrong about this. The Broncos could win. I'm going to take the Dragons simply because I think their bench is going to be what gets them over the line. And I think they've got a few more forwards that'll just be a bit better than what the Broncos have got this week. So I'll go the Dragons by 6, 18-12. Fairly low scoring game. So take the unders in this one. And I'll go Jacob Little to score the first try because Jacob Little seems to score a lot this season. So I'll go him. Jacob Little to score the first try. Dragons by 6. And the final game of the round, guys, we've got Sunday afternoon footy at Brookvale Oval. We've got the Manly Warringah Seagulls up against the Newcastle Knights. It's the 1997 grand final rematch. Manly, $1.40. Newcastle at $3. Now, Manly have got Tommy Turbo back for the second week in a row. He's gone to fullback. Brooks in the 6. Humphreys in the 7 on debut, which should be good. No Ponga for the Knights. No Bradman Best. No Dane Gagai. Hastings is named, but he did have a tight hamstring. So Hastings could be touch and go for this one. It's also the Jackson Hastings Cup, by the way, if you don't remember, he used to play for Manly. Manly, in their last Origin-affected game, they looked terrible. They played Souths, and they got beat. I think it was 14-0. Now, the difference with this game is it's at Brookvale Oval, and Tommy Turbo's at fullback. So they'll give him a bit more direction with the ball, and I think Manly will be a bit more... they'll have a bit more attack on him this week compared to their last Origin-affected game. Look, man, I'm just going to go Manly at home. Absolutely no confidence. Newcastle could win this game through the middle. They've got a very good fullback, the Knights, but I just think with Tommy Turbo at fullback, Manly at Brookvale Oval, don't lose there very often. It's a Sunday afternoon. It's expected to be a dry track. I'll go Manly to win by 6. I'll go 22-16. And first try scorer, I'll go Ruben Garrick. I feel like Ruben Garrick's due for a first try. So, yeah, Manly to win that by 6. So, we'll go through the tips again real quick in case you're just joining us. So, Dolphins and Souths, I'm going to go the Rabbitohs 1-12. Cronulla versus West Tigers, we'll go the Sharks there 1-12. We'll take the Gold Coast Titans at 13+ over the Eels. We'll take the Dragons 1-12 over the Broncos. And we'll take the Manly Seagulls 1-12 over the Newcastle Knights. Anyway, guys, they're my tips for round 19 of the NRL. Thank you all so much for tuning in. It's Origin-affected round, so don't get too upset if your team gets beat. But, you know, honestly, if a team like the Sharks gets beaten, because they're not really affected by Origin, the Sharks get beaten, then yeah, there might be some concerns. But anyway, we'll see how the round goes. Everyone else might be a bit of a 50-50. But guys, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. Really appreciate you all for tuning in this afternoon. Good luck with your tips. And yeah, all the best. See you guys in the next one.